Imagine a technology that uses sound to make things cold. It seems incredible, but one day sports fans' cheers could power a stadium's air conditioning and chill the beers. And noise from incoming trains might control a station's climate. How on earth could that work? It's one audacious scientist's mind-blowing vision. He's not a time traveler, but his futuristic invention comes straight out of science fiction. John Corey believes his invention can help save the planet, and he's staked everything on its success.
I'm so excited by this technology that I sold my other businesses and have focused exclusively on developing this. It's a bit of a challenge, a bit of a risk, but it's important, and I think it's going to work.
In an old firehouse in Troy, New York, Corey and his team are perfecting a highly efficient thermoacoustic cryocooler, a refrigerator that runs on sound.
Who would think you could use sound for refrigeration and do it all quietly by containing it in the machine? It's not something the everyday person would think about. Turn up the volume to make the food cooler.
This is where many fridges end up, leaking harmful gases into the atmosphere. The newer HFC gases are less damaging to the ozone layer than the CFC gases they replace. But there's a big downside. HFCs are 12,000 times more potent as greenhouse gases than carbon dioxide. And their use is set to balloon. As people move into Ecopolis and make more money, they'll buy fridges and freezers to keep food and drink fresh. So by 2050, the city's fridges will cause 4 times more greenhouse gas emissions than they do today.
Cooling is needed everywhere in the world for all kinds of applications, from cooling buildings to storing food to doing all sorts of medical support. There's lots of need for efficient, environmentally sound cooling.
Cities of the future will need new refrigeration methods. And Corey is convinced that sound waves can replace refrigerant gases. But just how can sound cool things down? All sound is a series of high and low pressures, traveling as waves. Our ears convert these pressures into what we recognize as sound. And sound waves are packed with energy, as seen in a simple demonstration with a dime store air gun.
This is just a child's toy, but it demonstrates how sound can send power through the air.
When the gun is fired, a high-pressure sound wave leaves the barrel, traveling as a succession of rapid compressions and expansions. The acoustic drive at the heart of Corey's invention creates sound energy in a similar way.
It's a little bit like a loudspeaker. It goes back and forth. But it's more like a motor. A loudspeaker isn't very efficient because it has to reproduce a wide range of pitches. But we run at one frequency, so we can tune it to a very high efficiency. It's a bit like a loudspeaker on steroids.